Hey everybody, welcome to How I See It with Kevin Levrone, brought to you by Levrone Supplements. We took off last week due to the holidays, so we've got a lot to talk about. You guys have been...
Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you, Kevin. Your fans,
Happy New Year, Ron.
Your fans have been going crazy with the questions, so we had to hurry up and do an episode. But how was your holidays, Kevin? How was everything over there?
Stay home, spend time with my son.
Yeah, perfect.
In the gym, of course.
Exile Fitness, everybody. Exile Fitness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Pulaski Highway in Baltimore. Just want to give a big shout out to my sponsors, Jimmy Seafood, who's prepares all my meals. Woosley Performance Center. These guys are doing all of my blood work and my protocol for the show.
Yep.
Of course, Gorilla. These guys are sending me my shoes so I can squat now, Ron.
Yeah.
So I want to say thanks to those guys. And, of course, my man Cardillo for sending me the sleeves. Yeah, Steve. He's always been there for us, man. The belt, that Steve makes for me is great. Other than that, man, looking forward to 2018. Moving forward.
How many weeks out from this weekend is Arnold, Australia?
11.
Okay. Okay. So we're not going to see Pastor Levrone for 12 weeks. We got the Maryland. We're just going to have to deal with the Maryland Muscle Machine for a while, I guess.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay.
How was your holidays, man? How was your Christmas and stuff?
Christmas was good. Christmas Eve dinner, Puerto Rican Cuban celebration. A lot of good,
nice.
Yeah, a lot of good food, a lot of drinks.
Nice.
New Year's Eve, I'm old. My wife was in bed at 8:30. I stayed up and watched horror movies for another couple hours after that.
You're the man, Ron.
I'm lame. My daughter was the one out partying. You know, I passed the torch on to the next generation.
Oh, nice.
So I did enough damage partying in my younger years. I'm good.
Yeah. So how's it going? What kind of response we getting here, man? People liking it, huh?
They were bugging that we didn't have an episode last week. I was getting messages like pretty solid every day or every other day saying what's going on? When's the next episode? I said,
yeah, that's cool, man.
That's cool.
Nice.
So we got some questions. So I better hurry up.
Well, we really appreciate it. You know, these guys sending the questions in. It's kind of cool. You know, I remember when I was preparing I wanted to be a pro, and I had nobody to ask the questions to.
Yeah. Because
we didn't have social media, you know.
Yep.
And if you wanted to have any questions, you had to write to the magazines. Remember?
Yeah.
You had to write to the column of the magazine, and then hopefully they chose your question, and they would only answer it in the magazine. I don't know.
When I worked for Luz Wick, you know, people didn't know how to reach you or Dorian or whoever, so not knowing what to do, they would just send all their questions to Luz Wick's office in Rosemead, California.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes we would forward them to guys if we had their address, but most of the time. They never got any response, I'm sure.
So, guys, you know, we can't answer everyone's question, but we really do try to get to you and really appreciate it. And technology, man, things are just flying by. So
you're actually doing a pretty good job of getting to pretty much all the questions. So
yeah, I know sometimes people leave questions and stuff for me on my Instagram page and Insta message and Facebook and all that stuff. And I'm not on there all the time. I have people that kind of work that stuff for me. So I do apologize if your questions don't get answered, you know, especially now because of deep preparation and stuff.
Right.
My mind's just in another place.
So the first few questions comes from a guy named Kevin23, a fellow Kevin. Here's one I always wondered. I actually should have thought of this myself at some point. Way back in the day, Kevin challenged UK sprinter Dwayne Chambers, who was an Olympic sprinter, to a race and lost. What's the behind-the-scenes story, if there is one? Was it just a publicity stunt, or did Kevin really believe he had a chance to beat him in that race? I've always wondered that.
I knew I was fast, and I just wanted to see how a bodybuilder would compare to an athlete, because everyone always said that we were slow. We can't move. You guys aren't flexible. And I just wanted to have the chance to see how much more faster that a top-ranked runner would be, you know, over a bodybuilder, because we're athletic, you know, we can do splits and stuff like that too. And I just wanted to break the mold and try to do something mainstream. And it wasn't a publicity stunt, of course. I thought I had somewhat of a chance, but I'd never been in blocks before. The guy was just gone, and it just goes to show you that, you know, when you train in that at that level for that long, and he knows how to come out of the block. So it was you know, things that I did not know the first time I was in blocks, but it was just gone. But it was a good experience. I mean, you know, who can say that, you know, they've raced a top level guy that competed in the Olympics, actually won the 100 meters.
Did you even ever run track or no?
Mm-mm.
You never ran track, and you challenged a guy that ends, you know, a gold medal.
Well,
oh my God.
And I talked to Dwayne Chambers. He was like, man, you had me a little from the way you look, because, you know, Ron, we look like we're fast and powerful,
Wow.
you know.
I mean, I wouldn't. You were like, what did you weigh at the time?
It was 240s, about 240s. Dwayne was like, man, you had me scared. I thought you were going to get me out the gates. And I said, well, unfortunately, I wanted to race in grass.
Yeah.
You know, on the 40-yard dash.
Yeah. Just
in regular tennis shoes, because that's how we run.
Yeah.
But I got there, and I ended up falling into his element on that track, and some, you know, those blocks with those shoes, and he was gone, man.
Now, I remember, I don't know who wrote an account of it. Some writer must have been there, because they said for like the first half of the race, you were actually not that far behind. And then he just
No.
Yeah,
once we got past the 40-yard mark, this guy was gone. He just took off, but I knew that my range was within the 40. Anything after that, he was going to be gone.
How did you even contact this guy and get him to agree to do this?
Victor
Conti? Oh,
yes.
Okay, for Balco Labs.
Yes, Victor was working with athletes at the time, and he knew Dwayne, and he's the one that set it up.
Okay. It happened in Los Angeles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's a funny question, Kevin. Does Kevin have a trophy room or not? Does he display any of his trophies, etc., or does he just put them away and doesn't care for them?
No, I have a trophy room. All of my trophies are displayed. Everything. Every time I look at a trophy, it reminds me of what I had to go through to earn it.
Do you have them all, like going back to your early shows?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. I don't know.
Even the NPC national belt that I got when I won the NPC overall championship, you know. Yeah, we had a Vaccaro belt Jim Marion had on there. They were the Vaccaro belt. You remember the Vaccaro belt looks like?
You mean Valio belt?
Valio, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Like the Velcro.
Yeah, I used to
blue ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I had
and they snap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one of those. Yes.
Yeah, don't you remember we used to have the Valio workout on American Muscle?
Yeah.
That was when you did
man.
Pump up right after you won nationals. We shot one of those with you.
Yeah, every trophy that I've ever won, I have.
Okay.
Memorabilia, yes.
This came from AJ. You're about to get mad. Why do you train with powerlifters? Don't you think you'd be better off training with other bodybuilders?
No, AJ, because I started off training with a powerlifter. It always worked. I actually, AJ, the way I got into the sport was powerlifting. I went to an event in Baltimore, and it was a powerlifting event. And I was 180, weighed 180 some pounds, and I bench pressed 465 with a bench press shirt. And it was a powerlifting meet. And it was at that event that I discovered bodybuilding, because my powerlifting training partner at the time, John, we call him Kahuna, he was a powerlifter. He taught me how to squat, taught me about the basics of bench pressing, and that in order for you to build quads, you have to squat. Taught me how to squat below parallel, the distance of my legs and everything. So I built my foundation from powerlifting, yes.
And do you think that's why you continued to train so much heavier?
To train heavy, yes.
Yeah, because the stuff you used to do back, Well, you still do,
Yeah.
but I mean, that
Yeah,
Maryland Muscle Machine video.
I don't train for ego. I train because my body's just strong,
Yeah, clearly.
you know.
Okay.
So
Next question is from fitness_773. Okay, here we go. Have you changed any routines in your leg workout? Now,
I'm able to do what I couldn't do. I'm going to the gym, training legs twice a week. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm finally back to squatting 315 for 4 sets of 20.
Okay.
And if anyone knows how grueling of a workout that is,
it sucks.
I challenge any of you guys out there, try doing 185 pounds or 225 for 4 sets of 20. If you can make 225 for 4 sets of 20, which is going to be hard, squatting below parallel with 3 minutes rest in between.
Yeah.
I challenge anyone to take on 315 for 4 sets of 20. But I was able to do that, Ron, at my age. And the last time that I just did that this week, and the last time that I did that was about 18 years ago.
Wow. I mean, that takes a lot of real, cardiovascular stamina too, because it feels like your lungs are going to explode. You just can't get any oxygen.
The first set feels just as heavy as the last set. The third set is where your lower back feels like, you're ready to go out, because all those high reps is just another whole level. Your whole central nervous system is just shocked. Your cardio's up and everything. But, I just was kind of surprised that I was able to do it at this. And they say age, but
yeah,
I don't know how much age has. Age has a lot to do with your recovery, how fast you recover, of course. But yeah, that's what I'm doing different.
I mean, I don't know anybody else 50, 53. I can never remember how old you are. It's 52 or 53. Do you even know? You don't even know, do you?
No,
but I don't know anybody your age doing 315 for 4 sets of 20. Let's just leave it at that. His next part of his question, he's got 3 parts to his question. What do you think about having dextrose post-workout?
What is dextrose?
Like table sugar.
Table sugar.
Yeah. What do you have after your workout?
After my workout, I eat a meal, regular meal.
Okay.
After workout, regular meal, my BCAAs and everything.
Okay. So you don't. We
don't do any this fancy stuff,
Yeah. Well, Ronnie Coleman never.
Half the time after my workouts, after a leg workout, I can't eat anything for about 2 hours.
Yeah. That's
because my body you're ready to throw it up.
Right. Yeah.
And it ain't like you're hungry.
Right.
Everything that I have to wait 2 hours before I even train legs after I eat.
Right.
Because everything you eat is just ready. You're ready to throw it up, train it at that volume.
Yeah. I mean, I say to people, if you could eat a big meal an hour after you trained legs, you didn't train legs very hard.
You didn't train legs very hard.
Yeah.
And if you ate an hour before, you still didn't, because it's going to you're going to come up.
Right. Yeah.
And then to be honest with you, Ron, when I trained legs last night.
Yep.
It took my appetite away the whole entire day today.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah.
Well, I trained legs with Branch Warren one time, and it's the only time in my life I could not even get my shake. I usually have a shake right after I train.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I was just so nauseated.
You can't, man.
Yeah, it was going to come right back
your
up.
equilibrium starts going, your mind starts, that little voice starts talking, man, you're going to quit, man. You need man, it's another world.
Okay, last part of his 3-part question. During your prep for a show, do you do lighter weight and higher reps, or do you continue to keep going heavy and low reps?
I keep everything the same.
Yeah.
Just like I keep my carbs the same, calories the same, water the same. I don't change anything.
Yeah. Okay. I neglected to write down who asked this question. This was something he had emailed me from Instagram, or something. It wasn't from MD. So people are finding like weird ways to get questions to you now that they know you have this show. So I apologize to whoever wrote this. I'm sorry I don't got your name. I saw an episode where you and Kevin discussed different places of the world he'd been, including one a fan recalled, but he had forgotten. Back in the day, Ronnie Coleman and I think Chris Cormier would compete in New Zealand, and I think Chris Cormier would compete in New Zealand, which is a country I live in. Has Kevin ever been here? If not, would he ever come here to introduce his supplements? He has more questions, but let's start there. Would you come to New Zealand to introduce your supplement line?
Of course, there's not a place in the world that I would not go. I mean, I've been to Iraq.
Yeah.
One of the most beautiful places I've been, the people, everything. So there's not a place I wouldn't go, you know.
Okay. So now he wants to know one more question. Although Kevin recovers quickly, like he always has, and is gifted in that department, I agree. You're not like the average 50-year-old guy. I noticed myself at 43, I seem to take longer than when I was younger to recover. Stallone used to have a magazine, Lifestyle and Supplements, aimed at people training who were 35 and over, that he seemed to have dropped many years ago. I think it was called In Stone. Yeah, that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a market that a pro or pros like Kevin could revisit today, given the amount of interest in the 40-plus age group, or is the reality that the differences aren't significant enough to warrant it? Biggest Levrone fan here in New Zealand. Thank you, Kevin, for inspiring me to continue training and seek to be healthy.
In my opinion, I think it's definitely a market. It's a market, you know.
Yeah.
I think, as we do get older, I think it's very, very important for us to monitor our blood work, especially with the technology and in medicine and how advanced it is than in the 70s and 80s and 90s. You get your blood work done because your testosterone levels are dropping. Cholesterol is elevated because test is dropping and everything. So a lot of things can be fixed, you know, as far as your recovery and stuff like that. I think the recovery slows down because the body stops producing growth hormone and testosterone levels drop and everything. Yeah. So as long as you kind of constantly monitor yourself and feed your body what it's starving medically, you know,
yeah,
vitamins, supplements, minerals, and eat healthy and all these things, it will help. It will help slow down the process. Or it will help speed up the process and stop it from, you know what I mean, the recovery.
Yeah.
So I'm real faithful and I believe strongly on getting my blood work done, if not once a month, twice a month, every 2 weeks.
Now, you know, TRT is gaining ground over the past 10, 20 years, but there's still like this weird stigma, like you're just supposed to get old and weak and tired and all this shit.
Yeah.
Do you think we're ever going to get to the point in our lifetime where it's not only accepted but like standard for guys who are 40, 45 to be on TRT?
I think it's almost standard right now.
I mean, it should be.
I know a lot of guys that are on it, coming to me for advice and everything. That's why I said, you know, Wolseley Performance down in Nashville, Tennessee, they do all of my stuff.
How do you spell that, since people want to look it up now?
Wolseley?
Yeah.
Woosley.
Okay. Would you say Nashville?
Mm-hmm.
Nashville, Tennessee. Wolseley Performance. All right.
Yeah, actually follow them on Instagram.
Get in touch with them, people. Okay, our last question comes from India. Somebody who apparently saw you the last time you were there. Hello, Ron. This is Siddharth from India. You can call me Sid. Last time I spoke to Kevin in India at Bangalore, he said if he wins Arnold Classic, he will compete at the Olympia 2018. So, if he is in the top 3, would he consider training with some of the top gurus of the sport? If he is in the top 3, and if he considers competing at the Olympia. All right, so that's his first question. If you're going to do the Olympia, which I'm assuming you will another time, would you work with anybody? Is there anybody that you don't have to say who they are, but would you consider working with any of the current coaches? Gurus, whatever you want to call them?
I'm comfortable with the team I have now surrounding me, to be honest with you. Yeah. There's nothing new that I feel like I need to learn or I haven't already discovered. Yeah.
I mean, do you think there's this mystique around gurus now that people think you have to work with one of these like 5 or 6 guys or you're screwed?
I think, people like to surround themselves with winners.
Yeah.
Or champions, Ron. And it's very, very powerful. People want to know what is it that the champions are doing, it's just that mystery about it. Who you working with. Will they? You can work with any person, but genetically, it all comes down to genetics. You know, you can work with whoever you want to work with. Doesn't mean you're going to be 8-time, 10-time, or 6-time Mr. Olympia like Phil Heath, or even win like Dexter or Ronnie Coleman or anything else. It just boils down to, what genetics you have to deal with and everything. So that's it. There's some people who, I don't think Dorian Yates ever even had a guru.
No, he did not. Absolutely not.
6-time Mr. Olympia. There you go. Lee Haney never had one. 8-time Mr. Olympia. Far along during their time. Ronnie Coleman. I think towards the end, Ronnie worked with Chad, did he?
He started working with Chad the year he won his first Olympia.
Right.
98.
Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't have one. So, look at the history. I mean, it's just one of those things that it's a go-to fad that works for some people, but I like to keep things old school,
I have a funny quote I have to, because you just said, you still have to have great genetics to be a champ no matter who you work with. So
I think the most important thing is having a good, strong training partner and having someone push you in the gym and having someone monitor your nutrition.
Yeah.
I think that's important.
So
you have to be motivated to train. Yeah. You have to be willing to take it to the edge and go to the limit of pushing yourself to where you're going to throw up. So either a training partner is going to push you, or a workout partner, or somebody that's training you is going to push you to that level. Far as monitoring your calories and caloric intake and everything, I do think you need to have someone do the nutritional part for you. You need to know what's going on with your body. But far as the other part of it, I don't know. Okay. Like, I wouldn't want someone to tell me, drop your sodium, do this, take that, this is going to happen, take this, don't take that pill, take this, da-da-da-da-da-da. Too much, man. Let me go to the gym, let me train, let me eat, let me sleep. If we can get through that, then I'm going to grow.
So my funny quote was from Hani Rambod. I used to talk to him every month for MD. So I was just bullshitting with him one time, and I said, Hani, what do you think you could do for me? He said, Ron, I'm a pro maker, not a miracle worker. Thank you. That was a good one. All right, so Sid from India had 2 questions. Shocking that his second question is about legs. Sorry, even in India they want to know. Okay, second question. It's been some time since he started training his legs. Are they responding like his upper body? And has it been difficult? And how many inches of size has he gained on his legs in total? Thank you, Ron, for providing an opportunity to ask questions to Kevin. Kevin is an inspiration. God bless both of you. Thanks and regards, Siddharth S.
I'm doing my best. Doing my best with the legs. Doing my best to make it through the workouts. I'm not a person that posts progress pictures, so guys, forgive me on that end because there will not be any progress pictures.
Damn it.
Right now, I'm just, trying to make it through each and every workout and complete the workout, get over the soreness and sleep and let my body heal up. There is progress. I feel it, I feel it because of the way I'm walking is kind of different now. So.
Do you measure your thighs to try to see it that way, or just going visually?
No, I'm not worried about it, Ron. I mean, I'm racing against. I'm up against the clock. That's what's making this thing so interesting. And people want to know why. Well, what's the difference with Kevin Levrone, and why is there so much attention drawn on him? Number one is the clock. It's the clock. That's what makes a football game interesting. It's not the fact that they're running the ball up and down the field. It's that they're coming down to those last few seconds, and that clock is ticking. What's going to happen? The clock is ticking on me. Yeah. It's ticking on my age. It's ticking on the time that I'm saying I'm going to do this. In the time period here, we're down to 10 weeks, 11 weeks, and the clock is ticking. Yeah. Can he do it? Can he do it? The clock's not ticking on anybody else. It's ticking on me.
Right.
Because of my age up against time.
Yeah.
Can he pull it off in this short period of time? It makes it interesting for a game when you have that clock going.
Yeah.
Take the clock out of football or anything, it's going to be boring. Take the clock out of it. That's why my comeback was so exciting and people were so amazed. Wow, he took 15 years off. Oh, my gosh. We know he's Levrone responds quick. Let's see if he can do it. It's that clock.
Yeah.
And it's just hitting at the right place in the right time, and that's it. Now, it's making it interesting for me, too, because I'm up against the clock.
Yeah.
Can my body heal up through these workouts like it used to when I'm doing 4 sets of 20 with 315 like I used to within this short period of time? So everything is that clock, and I'm sitting back, and I'm just calculating, and I'm waiting, getting on the scale in the morning, looking, pulling the shirt off, looking, seeing if there's those changes. It's the clock, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll reveal it. We'll reveal it in 11 weeks.
I know you're way ahead of schedule saying this, but you better do the damn Olympia because I'm pretty sure they're not sending my ass to Australia, but I'll be at the Olympia. So just do the Olympia, please. Thank you. That's all I ask.
Thank you, Ron.
All right. Well, that has been the first edition of 2018 for How I See It with Kevin Levrone, brought to you by Kevin Levrone Supplements, or actually Levrone Supplements. We take the Kevin out.
That's right.
You know how we do it, Kevin. Ready? I've been practicing all week. No? Come on.
1, 2, 3.
Shaboom. Yeah, buddy.
There you go, baby.
Until next time, everybody.
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year. Thanks for watching.
Thank you much for the development. Thanks, Steve.